Welcome and welcome back to another episode of Boys Love Only Friends. We watched episode 9.
I will say the mess is starting to
Stabilize.
Stabilize.
That's a great word for it.
And the thing is, like, there's always going to be a level of mess in lives.
Lives are
messy.
Life is messy.
Life is messy. Mm-hmm. You're just trying to keep things. He's back, by the way.
It's always going to be there. We are definitely on the
mend.
Fires are being put. The firemen are attending to the train that's in flames.
The actual train wreck has already happened.
It feels like the main train wreck has already happened. The main things, which was the cheating.
The cheating.
That has happened. And the revelation of the cheating.
Yes. Everything feels now just like aftershocks.
Right. Now it's, how do we move on?
How do we move on?
Mew's hungover. He wakes up. He's got the ringing in his ears.
Yes. I hate this part about hangovers. Mm-hmm. The ringing, the pounding.
Ooh. Stupid. Top is still there, cleaning the pool.
I love how Top was like, well, let me just be a pool boy and take off, like, wear this, like, sleeveless tank.
What he was probably wearing under his Top Gun costume.
Outfit, yeah. And Mew is just like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, we're back to
what are you doing here so early?
And he's bitchy like, gay.
And he's like, girl, I took care of your drunk ass.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. I do wish
Shut up.
I mean, I think like in this episode, Top is towing the line of like wanting to take care of him, but also like wanting to not intrude as much. He wants Mew to come to the realization that like it's time to go back to him, basically.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that he's not as pushy, but I could use a little bit more like, you were drunk as fuck, girl.
Yeah.
Their cops were here. You didn't even know because you passed out.
You passed out in the kitchen because you did a line of coke and you were like, your body rejected. First of all, iconically, when we were watching it, we were like, oh, is he going to fall? They have him on the edge of the pool. We were like, is he going to fall in the pool? Is he going to
jump from there?
Seconds later,
he falls in the pool.
It was great. Jumps into the pool after him. This is not a deep pool, guys. Let's all calm down. Nobody's drowning in this pool. He falls in the pool. They start talking about whatever. They're talking about their lives, whatever. It doesn't matter. But Top has the line where he says, you can't fall apart. Or like basically like if you fall apart, your
everyone around you will fall apart. You said that this was too much pressure for the girl.
I said it's not ideal to have one friend in the friend group be the one that
be the sole responsibility.
They can't like
be a person,
have anything happen to them. Otherwise, it's all going to shit. That's
I will say I don't think they're friends. They're not all looking to Mew to be like, you have to keep it together for us. No one's asking for that.
Well, I guess we don't know what Shum is. Of the three, of Ray, Boston, and Mew is the one that's holding the two of them up.
It's not like she is also like doing anything that's causing her to stray from the group.
Everything is happening around her.
Everything's happening around her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to be like, well, Shum is also falling apart from this group and Mew's presence needs to kind of bring her in.
Yeah.
When the only thing is like, she's just like, I'm done with this. I'm leaving.
Yeah. Like, I mean, she definitely does things where she's like, just sleep with him.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that explicit, but she is like on the camp of
just
like,
get over
just
it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
It's fine. So in that way, I guess you could. It's just like the other three have such clear stakes.
Yeah.
And hers is like, she's kind of there.
Yeah.
Ray visits Sand at school again. This feels like the scene from the last episode.
Sand is supposed to be like sad and brooding and thinking, but he keeps strumming this guitar, like aimlessly just strumming, and it is so distracting that I'm like, you couldn't learn like one or two chords. You couldn't pluck the guitar.
There's something very
Because literally you're just like, brang, brang, brang. Like, pluck the damn string. Like,
I understand that the point of the show is like gritty and real, raw and cut. But I'm still watching a television show, and like stuff like that, it should just be good. It should be passable enough that it's like I'm not noticing it.
yeah.
The problem is that it's like not good, so
Yeah.
I'm noticing it. But you have set up that this character is good
so
enough to at
good in
least sing at a bar.
Sing at a bar, and that this is his passion.
He's definitely set up textually that he is like competent enough at musicianship
Yes. That he makes a living off of.
to be the front man of a band.
Yeah. But all I'm seeing is this actor who does not know.
Who isn't well versed enough to like carry that off. And I think Sand has a lot of charisma.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry, First. I think First has a lot of charisma.
yeah, that like you don't even notice it if you're not paying attention, but dead silent, and all you hear are out-of-tune strums. That I'm like,
I just think like the other show I'm watching right now is Last Twilight, and there is an episode where Jimmy's character Malk, he goes to sing karaoke, and it has been set up in the episode that he is a bad singer. So the whole bit is like, oh, he's gonna be bad. Day C's character sets him up, so it's gonna be like a funny bit. It's very reminiscent of the scene from Schitt's Creek. You can tell that it's definitely been, I don't want to say auto-tuned, but it's definitely been sweetened.
it's a track that's been produced.
Yes. It is not live vocals.
It is not Les Mis live vocals.
Right. This is not Anne
This is
Hathaway.
not a hop Tom Hooper.
Tom Hooper cats.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not Tom Hooper's Only Friends.
No. and
Imagine
thank
Tom
God.
Hooper's Only Friends.
Thank God. I understand again that we're like, we don't want it to sound too produced. Totally agree. I think that would be a weird direction to take the show.
Yeah.
But there is a level of production that does need to happen, so it's not jarring. And it doesn't speak against who you've set up as these characters.
Yeah.
The other one that we've already talked about is the like sound effects.
I think that's the biggest thing I've noticed with the show.
I'm going to create a scholarship in Thailand
For audio production?
audio production, audio mixing, audio production, audio engineering.
The Friedrich Commemorative Scholarship
Fund.
for Audio Production.
Yeah.
Production.
Well, I don't know if people know this. He does all of our editing.
He does all of our editing.
And his headphones.
His headphones. All clear.
All clear.
I don't know.
They have this sexual tension, San and Ray.
This
and
entire...
it culminates.
It culminates, obviously, to them making out. The entire time, I'm just
Angry.
like... They want to hate fuck each other so much. Because it gets to the point... Ray is like, well, just push me, just punch me. That's all you want to do, right? Which, okay, parallels to Boston being like, Mew, just yell at me. That's all you want to do, right? And it's like, no, girl. Actually change and reflect.
Yeah.
But Sand falls for it. He's pushing him. They keep going at it till finally it peaks into them tonguing passionately.
Yes. Listen, I could watch it all day. You know who also watches it all day? Top. Shows up and is like, oh, well.
How the cookie has crumbled.
My.
So
Look
he
what we
starts-
have here. So he films them.
films it, and then he's basically like,
You're no better than me.
You're no better than me, bitch.
It's very Gossip Girl.
But you watch Gossip Girl?
I watched first couple seasons, yeah. The original Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Not this new HBO girl.
New Age, not the Gen Z Gossip Girl.
Not
Zossip Girl.
Zossip Girl. Zossip Zerl.
So that becomes like Top's thing for the entire episode. I've got this collateral now.
Sure. Will he use it?
Will I use it? Can I use it to get back at Mew? Because don't forget, Ray and Mew are dating.
Ray and Mew are a couple.
Yeah.
Couple of friends. Boston and Adam. Okay, so they went home together last night.
They are
after
in
the party.
Yes. And Boston has a flashback because he's like developing the film
Sure.
of Adam's
He's in the
body.
red room.
Yes.
Red room.
And you see in the flashback that Adam is like, well, I want to take a picture like this. And it's like a man's ass. And he's like, well, just so you know, I fucked him before I took that picture so I can get to know the
only way,
models.
yeah. He says the only way he photographs people is if he really gets to know them beforehand.
And that means fucking them.
Understood.
And they start making out. Now, you didn't count this as a hookup.
I did not count this as a hookup because they cut away so quick.
Yes.
I need to see a little something. A kiss is not...
A kiss on the hand... A kiss on the lips.
A hand would count.
A hand.
But not a kiss.
Yeah. So in the flash forward now, he gets a text from Adam. That's like, hey, last night was amazing. When can we fuck again? And he is left on red.
Do you care?
About Boston and Adam?
Yeah.
I don't care about Adam.
Sure, I don't care about Adam either. And I also don't care about this character named Atom. Do you care?
I don't care. I know that I will care because this is all just a way to like, Boston has a heart. Only for the fact that it's Shum's brother. But it's like, well, what are the stakes? Is she taking care of him? Is he what? Like what? Where are the stakes?
I also don't. I understand that Shum was like, don't sleep with my brother. Which is weird that that's not really what she said. She was more like, don't hang out with my brother. Don't hang out with him,
yeah.
Because she thinks he's straight.
Yes. Like, I wish Adam had like a thing of like, him not showing up to work and Shum's like yelling at him because he's like has a girlfriend and she could be like, he's been so different because he's had a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. Like something like that. Or maybe he's like trying to always, just something, just so I can be like,
yeah, I just like don't know in what way it's gonna like pay off. Really.
It just seems like it's gonna be okay. You ruined his life. You're gonna have to. This will be the last hurdle for Boston to kind of like quote unquote apologize for. I
feel like it's more like the lesson that Boston should learn. I don't know.
What is the lesson that Boston should learn?
I mean,
because he's leaving.
Well, the problem is that Boston doesn't need to learn a lesson. Boston needs to learn how to love himself. That's the real issue. We'll get to this in a second.
I have to love myself.
I don't feel strongly about Adam, and it has nothing to do with like the performances or anything. I just think like this is very clearly a means to an end.
Yes. But do you know what it feels like? Introducing the last contestant in a dating show. And it's just like, it feels a little too late to introduce someone this late.
Sure. But I don't think he's even going to... I would be surprised if they even continue his storyline past it. I think this was it. I think his episode was this in the half of the last episode.
What if at the very end, he's like, you ditched me for the last time and shoots him?
But it's weird because you have to assume that it's going to come back to Boston, that it's Shum's brother.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you would just have it be any random person. It doesn't need to be Shum's brother. I just feel like there's 3 episodes left. There's a lot to cover. There's a lot of ground to cover. Okay, so this is my other big complaint about the show. Now that we're on the track to winding down.
Yes, yeah.
Is that while I said earlier that I wish Shum had like been more fleshed out, the show trying to do 3 full storylines, and there's so much table setting they had to do to get to that climax, to get to the
party and
everything that happened there, that it took so much of that first half of the show that they could have spent. I almost wish maybe the blow up had happened episode 4, so that the rest of the show could have like devolved from there.
Yeah, and maybe there's a 3rd one coming now that Boeing's in. Like a big thing that's really going to be like, this is what's going to solidify. Are we staying friends?
Well, this is, I guess, that's the question of the show. Is the question of the show, are these couples going to end up together? Or is the question of the show,
are we all staying friends?
Are we going to stay friends? And the answer should be to all of them is no.
The answer to all of them should be everyone should move on.
Everyone should find new friends.
Find new
Everyone should
friends.
find new
Everyone should-
jobs, new majors even. Here's what I will say though, at this point in the show, I am back on the Mew and Top. This episode did a lot of heavy lifting to get
To get me back.
to get me back on the train.
Yeah. I agree.
I am not on the Sand Ray train.
I know.
I am so off
what
that train.
Happened?
The train.
What happened?
The train has left.
What happened? I'm like not into it.
I mean, I'm so
I'm
into it.
into their chemistry. Absolutely, they are amazing.
It's incredible.
Their fuck scene in the Winnebago is like in the Airstream. It's amazing. It's like a dream. It feels like a dream.
Yes.
That they're able to like spend a night together like
Yes.
this. There were so many. The bumps were so erratic in it
Yes.
that I just, as a person, would be like, you know what? I'm done. You almost got me to jail. You
frustrating.
almost got me to jail.
It's almost like, okay, here's the other thing. I don't know how the show is ending.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really don't.
My guess is that Nick and Boston are not going to end up together. Because I don't think the writers like Boston. And B, because
They need to set Nick up for the sequel.
Neo Mark aren't a couple in
I know.
GMMTV.
So,
I feel like because of that, they're like, well, we don't have to.
We don't have
to put them
we don't
together.
have to. Yes.
The other two couples, I think, are going to end up together, which is fine.
Yeah.
I have no problem with two couples ending up together. I mean, I have problems that
Yeah.
Mew and Top, as I said, have come around. I think we can be on a trajectory because at the end of the day,
They are the main couple.
and Top just like cheated with misinformation. Like it was
Yes.
like he acted rashly.
Yeah.
That is something one can get over.
Yes.
Ray has a lot of problems, and I
problems.
really don't want.
Someone like Sand, who is hardworking, who is like independent, who is goal oriented. Okay, like he has things that
A
he's
girl
fighting.
boss.
There are things that he's fighting for, and Ray is. They are in two different journeys right now.
I also saw a tweet today of someone who had a photo of Ray, and it said 99 problems, and then a photo of Sand, and it said one solution. And I don't think
that should
we
be-
should be like, Sand is going to solve Ray's problems, because no one except for
Yourself.
Ray and a licensed therapist, psychiatrist, psychopharmacologist, anybody
Yeah.
with a heavy dose of many medications potentially is going to help.
Yeah.
There is so much, and the writers have given Ray so much trauma.
So much trauma.
Like, it's not Boston's trauma is like his dad doesn't like him or like care. His dad doesn't care.
He doesn't. Yeah.
Tops is like, I barely know my parents because they're never around.
I can't sleep.
I can't sleep. Mew is like, I unfortunately have lesbians for mothers.
So the bar is high.
So the bar is high. Sand, I would say, has a bit more, but even then it's like, I don't really know my dad. I grew up without a father. I grew up without knowing who he is, blah, blah, blah. He has a savior complex. Fine. And that's fine. And that's also something
That's
that
also
should,
fine. That should
he has no
be-
boundaries. His issue is boundaries, but fine. Ray, they have been like, what can we all put onto this one character? And I think Cow's doing
a great
excellent job.
Yes.
Like, his performance is so good because he is nuancing all these levels.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want to see that. You have written him so far gone, and we are 3 episodes left. Unless we do a time jump and it's 5 years in the future
And he
he's
is
like,
healthy.
I'm healthy, girl.
I'm sober.
Then that's great, but I don't think that's what's happening.
I mean, they tease it at the end of this episode, right? That like he finishes his community service, he's like good to go, and then even Mew is like, and you're gonna get like someone to help you with your addiction, right? And he's even like, sure.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think he's there yet. This episode made me think about that the most.
Yeah, because we know
it's
coming up soon.
So we're just like, what did I take away from everything that's happened so far, and what am I looking forward to at the end?
I mean, there is a way you could write it that Sand and Ray do end up together, but it is clear that Ray is going to get help.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that because you have things you need to work on means you need to be single.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying they have thrown so much at this character.
Yeah.
And so much of this character's arc on the show so far has been like, I don't have problems. That it's like, we're not even at a point
To
where
admit
he's admitting he
that
has a
he has
problem.
problems, yeah.
He's still being like, oh yeah, totally, I'll get help for my alleged drinking problem.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? We're also, let's ignore the drinking problem. We have a Coke problem. We have a Coke addiction.
Yeah. Oof. So anyway,
Sand and Nick go on a Winnebago trip.
they go glamping.
They go glamping so much. I would go glamping with Sand and Nick so quick it would make your head spin.
Yeah.
And I don't like the outdoors.
There's AC in those things.
As long as there's AC. I mean, mama, this is Thailand. There has to be AC.
If you sleep with a fan literally right there, it feels like you have AC.
That is no.
Yeah.
It doesn't. No.
Well, you'll know soon enough, girl.
They call themselves the second option.
Team second option.
Team second
It's very
option.
cute.
And they're very like,
I love
girl, you don't need a man. Girl, move on, girl.
Girlfriend, you'll win him over. Like it's like they're very conflicted. Like they're very outwardly being like, but there is still something.
They're fully,
that's
for themselves,
keeping
they're
me.
like, I need to move on. But they're like, for you, get back with
Get
him.
back in there.
Girls, Yo and Mew are getting drunk at the club. Yo is,
Yo, it's like,
I'm single.
I don't fucking need a man. I'm single.
But also I miss him.
yeah.
It's very sweet. I like Mew. I like Yo's little storyline.
Oh, yeah,
I will say
absolutely.
that. I think it's cool.
Honestly, if I do get a sequel, I would love for it to be Yo.
Oh, a spinoff?
Yeah.
Sure. It's Cheers.
It's Cheers.
Yeah.
It becomes Cheers.
And
it
that way you
becomes
can
Yo.
still have Ray there.
Yeah. The show would be called YOLO, and it's about her bar.
Yeah.
It
GMMTV?
writes itself, girl.
We won't even take, you don't even have to
You
credit
can have
us.
it.
Just
You
deposit
can have
a
it.
little check.
There's this moment while they're dancing that I'm like, there's a guy in the back that's like looking at Mew. And I couldn't tell if it was just an extra, like, taking an initiative. But there's this guy that's looking at Mew, and then he goes over to him and he's like, you know, I've seen you around. You must be a regular, but I've always been too shy to go up to you. And he's like, why? And he's like, well, someone as cute as you, I would assume, is taken. And then
And Top,
all of a
out
sudden,
of nowhere.
Top swoops in and he's like, he is taken.
With
Mew was fully like, what?
yeah.
He hasn't forgiven you, girl.
Right. I mean, Top technically isn't lying. He is taken by Ray.
Okay, you're right.
Ray shows up at the bar because he's like, and he's run to the bar because he is
He's
like,
afraid
he's
that Top has told him that he
is going to show him the video.
is going to show him the video.
But Top hadn't. He warned Mew that he needs to love himself. Tear. It's not tear. I need you to not say tear.
Love yourself, her.
They go back to Mew's house. Ray is like, can I stay the night? Mew says, no, my moms are coming in the morning and I have to go out with them. And they start making out a little bit. And then Ray and Mew like doesn't push it further. He like pushes Ray off of him. And then Ray is like, how come you won't let me? He says, why won't you let me have it?
Have it.
You spent all this time pining away, being like, I would be so good for you if you would just give me the chance. And the minute he gave you the chance, you were like, you said, why won't you let me have it? And then he tells him, you're dumb enough to still be in love with Top, and walks out. You have fumbled the bag. Now, I don't think Ray loves Mew.
No,
I think he loves Mew, but I don't think he's in love with Mew. I don't think he realized that yet. So I'm not, this is fine for me because that's clearly should
Good.
not be what's happening.
Yeah.
But like, you clown, you jester, you have, what are you doing? How are you going to spend all this time, like 2 years? Wasn't it 2 years?
Yeah.
like being like, oh my god, Mew's the girl for me. Mew is the Darla to my alfalfa.
Oh, Darla.
Oh, Darla. And then he said,
You're
hey, Darla, you're a stupid bitch.
You're dumb. But that's the thing.
We have to leave negging behind in the 20th
It's because he
century.
truly does not love himself, because even if he got what he's
What
wanted
character on
for
the show
2
loves
years,
themselves? Top.
he's gotten what he's always wanted. Even while they're together, he's already like, he doesn't actually love me. I don't know. It's just
he has material things. He's a material
he's a material girl. Material girl.
But I mean, it is like all comes back to like losing his mother, like having, it's all about loss and feeling like things have been taken from him. If he even if the hint of loss as general term comes into the picture, he like freaks out.
Yeah.
He can't deal with it. That's why he's like, now he's like, oh, well, I have to keep, he realized, I think, that he doesn't love Mew in that way. But he is at this point, he's like, well, I guess I'll just keep cheating with Sand because I know I like Sand.
At least that's something that I like.
But
and
I
he
won't
likes me.
lose Mew.
Yes.
Because he's like, oh, Mew will never talk to me again. Because he just saw what happened with Top. And Mew is like cold shouldering
want that to
Top.
happen,
He doesn't
yeah.
want that to happen to him. So he's like, well, I guess I'll just cheat. Actually, that's not the answer. The answer would be, hey, girl.
Hey, girl. This isn't working out. I
isn't
see
working out.
myself making really dangerous decisions here, and I care about you as a friend too much that I don't want to hurt you
We need
in
to
any
step
capacity.
back.
So I think I'm going to step back. We can still be friends, but just know that I'm probably going to be taking some time for myself and leave the country.
Go
Go live in the mountains. Like,
Anywhere.
just be away.
Find a little village.
Sell this damn house. Don't live in this damn house
Go to an
anymore.
Airbnb. Have your little Hallmark Eat, Pray, Love moment. Come back refreshed, rejuvenated, renewed,
And finish your class project.
and finish your class project.
Top can't sleep, so he calls someone. He phones a friend.
He phones a friend.
and he's just like, hey, I
uses that
can't
lifeline.
sleep. He says, hey, I can't sleep again.
And I don't want to take the pills.
And I don't want to take the pills.
Can you come over?
Can you come over? We don't know who he called.
We don't know.
We don't
who.
know what.
I say,
the-
could you imagine if it was Boss?
Oh, because they didn't show that after the car fucking. He slept like a baby.
He slept so well. Mew 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 mew. That's so funny, RJ. So Ray calls.
Ray calls Sand.
Ray
He's like,
leaves Muse.
Ray leaves Muse.
Ray calls Sand.
Sands. Ray's like, where are you?
Where are you, girl? I'm
bitch?
coming over.
I'm coming
And
over.
Sand
I
said,
need to
I'm
see you.
not
It's like,
there.
no. I'm not telling you where I am.
We're done.
We're done. Don't find me. And what does he do?
He gets right on Instagram.
Right on Instagram and sees that Sand was
gotta
tagged on a story.
We gotta stop checking in.
We
to
gotta start
places.
checking in.
We,
everyone,
you gotta do
guys.
it after the fact.
Yes.
This is a post with the weekend.
Yeah.
Here's my retrospective.
Yes. Later grams.
Yes. What
You
are we
don't-
doing? We're not tagging ourselves in real time, girlies. You
Yeah.
don't know who's trying to follow
You
you.
don't know who's trying to find you.
This is Nick's fault, by the way.
Yeah. Because Nick was like, here with my bestina at glamping grounds and resort and spa or whatever.
Question. Tell me what you think about me. And also, why have we never hooked
Why
up?
aren't we hooking up? Because we're both in the same position. Why don't we just hook up and we can be good for each other? And while this was happening, I fell for it. I fell for the bait.
I fell so
because I
hard.
was so
First
irate.
of all, I said these two should get together because they're probably the healthiest people on the show.
And then this happened.
And then this happened, and I was
And
like,
then I was like, no,
joking.
I was joking.
I
No,
don't want
I don't
this to
actually
happen.
want them to be together.
I want Nick to be with me.
Yeah.
I want Nick to walk out of the screen and be like, Adam, I love you. And I'd be like, I love you too. And then we like skip away.
They have proven that they are better friends.
And we need friends.
We need friends. We need
only friends.
Okay.
Don't take it from us. Whoops.
Oopsies.
Friend.
Partner.
Partner.
But I fell for it because they make out and then they start laughing and they're like, I didn't feel a thing. And I was mad for nothing.
Yeah.
I was very happy that
They got one over on me.
yes. I was very happy that like, okay, then my hunches were right about these two characters. That it's like this is what they value more.
They go to lay down together. They go to bed. They're like, oh, we'll just go to sleep.
Like just like this.
Just like Friedrich.
Just like that. Ray got to the front desk of this glamping grounds or whatever, asked a custodian
This is
to
crazy.
take him
This
to
is insane.
the reservation
This
for
is
Ray and
unhinged
Nick.
behavior, Raymond.
He barges in and he's like, I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep with you guys. I just want to be here. I mean, if we're feeling frisky, maybe we can have a threesome. Girl.
Get a grip.
Get a
Good
grip.
God, girl, get a grip. The next morning, Mew wakes up to his mom's walking in
Mama. Oh, yeah. Because
because he
think
fell asleep on the couch
fell asleep on the couch.
and he didn't answer his phone.
He didn't answer his phone.
He slept in.
So his moms are like, girl, I had to call the damn super.
It is an indictment that like Ray is at a point where he has no one being like,
Hey, you didn't come
where
home.
is he?
Yeah.
Who is he?
There's no one being like, where's Ray?
Right.
Truly.
He doesn't have a support system.
And his moms are like, what are you doing? Smoking? Not answering
they
your
see the cigarettes.
phone? What's wrong? What's going on, girl?
They're very quick to realize that he is
He's not doing well.
he's devolving.
Yeah. So he tries to be like, oh, no, it's fine, let's go. They're in town, by the way, to buy decorations for their cafe.
Christmas decorations for their cafe. I love this. I want to hang out with Mew's parents so bad. Guess what? Taxis are
Mew's?
backed up.
There are no taxis
There's no taxis in all of Bangkok.
in all of Bangkok. But who shows up? Top.
Top
Top in his little knit short sleeve polo.
top taxi service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows how to give a great ride. We've seen it
In a car.
in a car.
So he takes them around the city, much to Mew's chagrin. But
Because
like,
the moms are obviously like, yeah, if your friend wants to fucking give us a ride.
first of all, he walks up and they're like,
They're like,
model? Beyonce?
Beyonce.
I mean, that was my reaction when I started the show. So
That's the waiter's reaction.
that was the people in the blind tasting restaurant in
were
the
like-
dark being like, I can sense a very attractive man is in this room. back at the campgrounds.
Nick has left.
Nick went home early.
He's like, go get your love, girly.
Okay, so can I tell you what's crazy about this? Mark is shooting Last Twilight at the same time he's shooting the show. This was very like he left a note, and I was like, oh, he had to go shoot another show.
Oh, I see.
They couldn't get him for a scene where he like sneaks out or whatever. She's booked and blessed
She
in
is.
2023.
We've returned to the water, Adam.
We have returned to the
Stations cross. We've
water.
returned to the water.
The water is liminal space.
To be fair, this is the first time that they admitted to each other that they actually like each other. So there is.
I mean, at this point, the fact that like we need to be like, I do like you,
Girl, you saved
the
him from
signs
jail.
couldn't be clearer.
What are you talking about?
We know both of
literally-
you like each other.
Yeah.
This is so stupid. They're so
Men
dumb.
are so dumb.
They are so stupid. They tell each other they like each other. Sand is like, I don't want to be a second option. I don't want you to like, I feel bad for Mew because you're with him, da da dee da dee dee da. And he tells Ray, he says, I won't wait for you.
He said, I don't want to wait for us to be alive.
Back at Party City, Mew is like, you can go now. We got here.
We've
got arrived.
Here. Yes.
You don't need to hang out with us now. You can
And
go home.
Top is like,
I have to show you something.
he wants to show him the video, but he doesn't.
He doesn't want to manipulate Mew into a decision,
Yes.
which is
Growth.
growth.
Nick went to the club with his new daddy,
Daddy Dan.
Daddy Dan. He's like, yeah, I mean, with how old you are, people will probably call you daddy.
First of
You're
all,
such a daddy, right?
Hilarity of explaining the term daddy because of course I'm an English speaker, so I understand.
Yeah.
But it was so funny for Dan to be like, so
What
I'm
do you-
old? I'm your father? And then he's like, no, you're hot. You're older and you're hot.
Yeah.
That's the bit.
And the thing with Daddy Dan is in the Winnebago, in the Airstream, Nick was like, yeah, technically there is this guy that's hitting on me. So he does know that
Yes.
Dan is interested. Because we said that we don't think that he actually got the hints that Dan was putting down. But he does. Because Nick, even Sand is like, girl, there is a decent man. An honest
There's a decent
man.
Dan.
A decent Dan.
A straightforward and honest Dan to sit with me in a cottage somewhere in the state of Iowa.
Of Bangkok.
And I would like him to be more interested in me than he is in himself. And more interested in us than in me.
My daddy
And if
dad.
occasionally he ponders what makes Shakespeare and Beethoven great, him I could love till I die.
My daddy dad.
Not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings.
Just someone who loves
Why is Nick and his Marion the Librarian tease?
and is not afraid of a few nice things.
So stupid. I hate us. Why do you watch this?
My daddy dad. Oh.
Shout out to those Kennedy Center. Turn this off and watch the Barbara Cook Kennedy Center Honors.
You F. So and saying they like, let's dance. And Dan is very straightforward. It's like, Nick, if you want, you can call me your daddy Dan. And they make out.
To be clear, I'm not your boss today.
And I'm not your boss today. Today I'm your daddy
No.
Dan.
Technically, that's not really how
No,
this
okay.
works.
I don't think this is
not-
still an HR violation.
Right,
I will
right,
have
right,
to
right,
say.
right,
So
right,
we will need to talk to HR about this.
But that's.
But hey, that's
HR
part-
doesn't exist in BLs.
No, girl, you
Do
think
you know
that,
how many Office BLs we've watched?
that I personally love?
Sand and Ray.
They're making love.
The trailer is. And you know what? This is a win. This is
Finally.
a win. Do I support where they are both at as characters in this moment? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Ray
This
is
shouldn't
technically
be happening.
Ray's technically cheating.
Yeah. Hello? Goofy ass.
But you know what?
But
Add
you
it
know
to
what?
the hookup counter.
Out it to the counter. Throw another one on the board. And also, it's shot very sensually.
Shot very sensually, yeah.
It's very like romantic. They are in love.
Yes.
This is not.
But still in like
This is not the Boston Drake hookup from episode 1.
Yes. Not screwball.
No,
Emphasis
this is
on
not. This
screw.
isn't the top Boston in the
Yeah.
Fort Anglia.
This is
This is passion.
yeah.
This is love.
It's passion.
But is it passion?
Loving you is not a choice. It's who I am.
It's passion.
So Nick is like, I'm having a great time with Daddy Dan. You know. Ooh, little Miss Boston is getting a twink, picking up a twink. I'll take the twink.
He follows them into the stall.
Into the stall because they're like hooking up. And at this point, I was like,
Nick,
maybe Nick is a cuck.
and that's fine. And that if that is fine,
That is, go ahead, girl.
we should probably do it in a
Consensual
healthier
place.
way.
Yeah. But he's like,
Excuse me, I need to use the restroom.
I need to use the restroom. And Nick and Boston finally talk. And Nick, it's very sweet. Okay. This is
so
very
earnest.
earnest. And I told Adam, it's very much his character to do this.
Oh,
That I
yes.
was like, it is cringy, but I'm like still believing it that like he would do this. Cause he's genuinely like, I'm about to go hook up with a guy that I really like.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure that I say what I want to say to you so I can finally have closure, so I can let myself move on.
Let's have a conversation about closure. I think closure only comes when you give yourself closure. I don't think you're ever going to get closure from another person. I don't think you are ever going to say the right thing that is going to make you
Yes.
feel great about the situation. I don't think you are ever going to say the right thing to make them potentially feel bad if that's the intent. Or I think the only way to actually get closure is mostly time.
Yeah.
You just need time like away from the situation, because it's not closure, it's
13 months.
grief. It's grief.
Yeah.
You're going
You're
through like a
grieving the
loss
time.
of the relationship.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I just don't think, I think this whole like, I want to talk to you so we can get closure. Baby, the closure's not going to happen from a conversation.
Yes. But I do appreciate that Nick, I do think that he's, at the end of this, he comes to that realization.
Oh,
I think.
100%. Nick is that, okay, it's so clear that Nick is based on one of the writers of the show.
Yeah.
Because he is the most fully realized character
characters.
on the show.
Because he's trying, I mean, like, from being busted till now, all he wants to do is to get that one last conversation.
Yes.
Because he thinks it could change it.
Yes.
But this time, it's
yeah,
different.
it's
He's
different.
just like, I'm not doing this to have a conversation. I'm doing this to say these last things.
It's mostly to apologize.
It's really to apologize. But then for him to be like, I've said it, I've made my peace, I'm leaving.
Right, and his piece is that you are a better person than
Then you think you are.
you think you are.
And
Then
I
you
think-
allow yourself to think you are.
And Boston has a little twinkle in his eye
And a little twink on his...
and a twinkle on his back. Who's like, that was weird. So can I go back to sucking you off?
Why do you do this?
And Boston is like, no,
I'm good.
I'm good. He goes out.
I've been told about myself.
I've been told, yeah. Presumably he leaves to try and like find him. Or no, I think he just leaves. He just like wants to like be by himself now. At least that's the vibe I got.
I don't think it was going to talk to Nick. It definitely is like, I'm not in the headspace to hook up again now.
Yeah. But on his way out, he sees that Nick is
Happy
kiki kakaing, laughing with a daddy.
with Father Dan. Ray finished, whatever, who cares?
Whatever, because they're in an office.
They're outside on steps or on chairs.
I really like this scene.
The scene is great
Because
it's so well played by the two of them.
yes, because it's finally not only validated me of being like, oh yeah, you didn't actually like have like that kind of love for each other.
Mm-hmm.
You deeply care about one another, and I think you had to kind of dip into this to obviously realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Ray immediately is like, "Did Top tell you?" And he's like, "Huh? Who's Top? I don't know." Like, but it was just funny because he's
Yeah.
like, "No, I just know you.
Right.
I've been in your life. I've been watching you
we
these
were
past 2
friends.
months. We are
We didn't
friends.
meet 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
It's
reaction.
good. I think he
I'm
would have a
glad that
similar
Top did
reaction.
not.
I'm glad that Top did not, because it allows the moment to be more organic.
Yes, it's not just about like hooking up with Sand or whatever. You clearly, as a friend, you clearly have a special connection with him. You go to him in your time of need. He takes care of you clearly.
And you need someone to do
And
that.
you need someone to do that. And so obviously I would support you, especially if I know that like, and if you know, you've called me out on it, that I may still have feelings for someone else anyway.
Yeah.
It's very mature.
It is one of the most
Shockingly,
mature.
one of the
This-
mature conversations they
In
have
the
in the
Nick
show.
conversation, they're so mature.
Yes.
Ray and Mew is like, because Ray is like, "Are you mad at me?" And he was like, "No, you should be mad at me because I was just using you
to get back at Top."
To get back at Top," which is funny because the whole lie that Boston told Top was that he was using Top to get back at me at Ray.
Yeah. It's like Shakespearean in a way.
Yeah. It's very we're in the forest in Midsummer Night's Dream.
We are in the forest.
We're in the woods. Mew goes to lunch with Shum at her restaurant and apologizes to her for being like, "I'm sorry, I've been a shitty friend for a couple weeks." And she says, "It's okay."
I mean, at the end of the day, he is still good to you, and he's been making amends this entire time.
Yeah.
So It's worth it, I guess.
Girl, Adam shows up at Boston's and is like,
I need you. Why are you avoiding me?
why are you avoiding
And Boston
me?
is like, girl, you said you just wanted to experiment and we did it, girl. And he's even like, I don't care if you're straight, if you're gay or pan. I don't give a fuck. That's all. I'm not
it was
interested
a
in anything
hookup.
more,
Like,
girl.
what was this?
Which is so funny because I really thought that Adam was going to like not care.
Yeah.
But it is showing his age and his like, like being curious and like doing something for the first time.
The first time your prostate is stimulated, it's a life-changing experience. Life-changing.
Yeah.
You start looking at people real
You
different.
start looking at people differently.
I
You
became a different person.
You truly became a different person.
Anyway, so Adam's now sat at the restaurant. He walks by during Mew and Shim, and he's like sulking. She's like, must be about his girlfriend.
That's gonna come back.
That's gonna come back for sure. And then Mew is like, well, I'm off to go see my man.
He like
Gets in the elevator, and there's another man going to the same floor.
He's like, what floor? And realizes it's the same floor. He's like, oh, you already pressed it. And he's like, okay. The camera pans to, I'm not joking, one of the most attractive men I've ever seen in my life.
I thought I didn't know him, so I was like, oh, is this like a big name?
Big name.
I don't know. Somebody let us know. Is this a big name? Is this somebody?
Is this leading into more? Like, is he going to be a future?
Is this the Only Friends spinoff? Boeing's Landing.
Yeah.
And so they both show up and knock on Top's door, and it is the exact scene from the Boy Is Mine music video.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know he's mine. No, he's mine. You need to give it up. That's the episode. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm lowering Top.
Okay. One.
I'm taking Mew. I mean, I guess Mew was like being a bitch this episode, but
And
like,
he's still like,
but Mew also had the most healthy conversation in the whole show so far.
yeah.
So I feel like that gets him points.
Maybe Ray does go back. I think
Nick
we're
is like fully out. Nick is back to like regular girl.
yeah. Maybe no one's at the pit of hell anymore.
No, I think Ray's in the pit of hell.
But he also has that healthy conversation.
Yes, but he doesn't initiate that conversation.
And he still technically is like not convinced at the
He
end.
also cheated on Mew in this episode. Yeah, I think it's just Ray. I think Boston.
I think he can be 5. He still ruined Adam's life.
Yeah, he's still hurt. I feel like
He still did something that will have collateral damage in the future.
Yes.
So I think he's still on 5.
I would probably take Top to 4.
Okay, I agree.
Because he's
I think Top and me can both be.
because of his choice to not show the video.
Right.
I feel like that's growth. Also, Mew's like fully out. Sand is out. Sand is like, I mean,
You want them at like the bottom with
no. Sand's like not at the bottom because he can't help himself. But he's not severe.
okay.
Who is your MVP?
Nick.
Mm.
Mr.
Mark does it again.
Mr. Mark does it again. I think the bathroom conversation had a bigger effect on me than the Mew Ray's conversation.
He's so clearly the ingenue of the show, even though he's not the main character. It is really like Mew and Top's show, but he has this like genuine heart that is very sweet.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I mean, it is like a good foil to Boston's like has no
Insane.
heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's yours?
Mine is Mr. Force.
Yes, because he
I thought this was a very
good top
episode.
Absolutely.
With like, you can see like decisions he's making.
Yes.
He's really trying to like walk. it's the first time that I was like, oh, he loves Mew.
Yeah.
In like the whole episode.
Yeah.
So I'm like back rooting for them again, which is great. This show is nuts. This show's out of control. But good for them, I guess. Whatever.
Who are you? So you're rooting for Mew and Top the most right now.
I'm rooting for Mew and Top. Boeing is gonna be a
complication.
A complication, but I think we're heading straight back to they're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
I wish I could root for Sand and Ray.
Yeah. There's still something about it that I just need.
Even though I loved that like scene
getaway.
in the Winnebago. I
need Ray to do more.
Oh, girl, Raymond. Everybody does not love Raymond right now, honey.
And I kind of want to root for Boston again. I want him to just come out of this whole thing.
I don't want to root for Boston, but I do want to
I want to see him at least grow.
Yes.
I want him to have the top growth.
I want him to be like, oh, I have value.
I can be a
outside
good
of
person.
Yeah. I mean, it's the thing we've been saying since like episode 3, where it's like Boston only thinks that his one value is sex.
Yeah.
And like he is not seeing himself as a fully realized person because that's the only stock he places his value in.
Right.
So
there you go. We'll find out more.
Girl, only friends. Only
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.